Hi families, hi parents. Jacinda here with CFS Saskatoon, parent group facilitator and educator. As we head into summer with our kids and with some of the COVID-19 restrictions lifted but still in place, I really wanted to talk today about digital well-being. And so of course, during this time, we've seen an increase in device use with ourselves and with our kids over the last few months, with being more isolated at home, which is totally to be expected. And it's been necessary for our kids at home learning and for us as parents as well, with transitioning to work at home for some of us. So today, some of the research that I want to share comes from MediaSmart's 2018 report on digital well-being of Canadian families. The report specifically studied families with children age 15 and under. So what is meant by digital well-being? It means making the best use of digital technology and integrating it into family life in ways that are meaningful and promote individual family values. And meaningful engagement means finding a balance, a healthy balance of technology use in family life by mitigating the risks and also embracing opportunities. And why is this so important? Because nowadays, many of our kids have access to their own smartphone. 55% of children aged 10 to 13 have their own smartphone, and 77% of age children 14 to 15 have their own smartphone. And of course, over the age of 15, that number is much higher. 65% of kids' online activity includes watching TV and Netflix, and 45% of their activity includes watching YouTube videos. Also, 44% of kids post content, including photos and videos of themselves that they've created, and 40% of children manage their friendships online. So they truly have grown up in a digital world, and we as parents are really trying to keep up and to learn as we go. And oftentimes they're actually teaching us. But remember, they may be the experts of the digital world, but we are still the experts of parenting. So it's really important that we do provide a framework around their digital use. So the Digital Wellbeing Report summarizes 3 areas of concerns for parents. Number 1, content. What media are our kids consuming? And specifically, what violent and sexual content are they seeing, as well as what's their exposure to misinformation? Number 2 is contact. Who are they engaging with online? And specifically, are they talking to people that they don't know? And number 3 is conduct. How are they interacting with others online, including issues like cyberbullying, online harassment, racial, ethnic, and gender stereotyping, as well as posting personal photos and information. And parents' biggest source of conflict with kids when it comes to technology is the excessive use of screens. So the top 2 rules that parents are setting for their kids, according to the report, are how much media time the kids are allowed, including watching videos, video gaming, and social media communication. And the second thing is talking to strangers online. So how much is too much? The Canadian Pediatric Society recommends no screen time at all for children under the age of 2. And they recommend minimizing screen time to up to an hour for age 5 and under. And why? Because early exposure to screen and media does alter the developing brain, and the outcomes are really not yet known. And we also know that preschoolers learn best by live, dynamic interactions with caring adults. And we can learn a lot more about that by watching the last video that I did on Serve and Return. The Canadian Pediatric Society also says that minimizing screen time leaves more time for face-to-face interactions. And they recommend it's really good to set screen-free times, such as meal times, and up to 1 hour before bedtime. They recommend co-viewing content with kids when watching movies or TV or video gaming. And they recommend actively curating kids' activities online by prioritizing educational content or apps. And they say to combine, of course, screen time with creative or active play. They also say that minimizing screen time decreases the risk of obesity in kids and later in life. And for older kids, it's a really great idea to develop a family media plan. There's lots of great websites out there where you can find these. A really good one I found is on healthychildren.org. And there's a template on there how to do that. And so as parents, we also know that it's really important that we role model digital well-being and modest screen use, because we know our kids' eyes are always watching and learning from us. I also want to talk about the importance of balance as meaningful engagement online. So evidence is showing that when it comes to highly restrictive parenting approaches to digital use, it actually doesn't significantly reduce risk. And it actually suggests that while parental restrictions may be associated with fewer online risks, that it also comes at a cost of opportunities. And so what are some of these opportunities? Well, we can engage in creative and educational play online with our kids. We have conversations about family values and how to uphold them. Working together to set family screen rules and boundaries, and developing critical digital literacy skills that parents and kids need for good digital citizenship and well-being. There are 6 factors that affect our digital well-being. So our sense of worth, our sense of control, our relationships, our emotions, and our ability to cope with those emotions, our physical health and self-care, and our stress levels and stress management skills. So self-awareness around these things is really key. And when we're starting to experience a decline or struggle in any of these areas, or if our kids are, then we really are out of balance and we may need a break from certain types of technology. We may need to cut down or use less. And this is going to look really different with kids versus adults, and it's also going to look different individually. When it comes to digital wellness, there isn't like a one size fits all. Also, parents talk about digital literacy skills and how those skills and the supports that maintain them are essential in finding the right balance when they're choosing strategies to ensure family digital well-being. Some last thoughts are sleep and physical exercise. So we know in the literature, there's lots of talk about sleep and device use, and there is significant research now on how our use of devices, particularly in the hour before bed and after bedtime, is greatly impacting our quality of sleep. On a typical weekday, 47% of kids are using technology in the hour before bedtime, and 30% are using it after they've already gone to bed. And these numbers are higher in people over the age of 15, with many people having their phones right at their bedside and even in bed with them. And we do know that the light emitted from our phone screens affects our ability to fall asleep because it does alter our melatonin levels, which are our natural sleep hormone levels. Playing video games and even sometimes watching videos before bedtime with kids can really increase their brain stimulation. They have a hard time sort of coming down and calming down. And then even communicating with social media online before bed can really disrupt our emotional regulation, our emotional state. And that can also affect our sleep. And then physical activity. So in the report, the majority of parents surveyed believe that technology does have a negative effect on their child's physical activity levels, as well as on their ability to focus. And nearly half of all parents said that it's difficult to get their child to stop using technology when asked to. So this just really highlights the importance of our expertise as parents when it comes to creating and managing digital well-being, and that we need to put those limits and boundaries in place because our kids don't yet know how to do that themselves. But with consistency and over time with these boundaries, our older kids will be able to limit themselves in a way that they can create their own balance, their own digital well-being that works for them. Okay, that's everything today on digital well-being. I hope you found some great gems of information. I hope you have a wonderful day and take care out there. Stay safe out there. You got this.